Mark Leibovich is chief national correspondent for the New York Times Magazine and a CBS News political contributor. Mark, good morning.
Hi, Nora.
Interesting divergence in how they've addressed this issue.
Yeah, and not atypical. I mean, I do think for Donald Trump to say that Hillary Clinton is nodding to the notion that all cops are racist is unfair, but it's consistent with the painting of the broad brush that we see consistently whenever there's whenever there's a tragic incident in the course of this campaign. So, yeah, and Hillary Clinton has proved, she's shown that she's trying to, be certainly to both sides and sort of see that this is an ongoing issue and clearly, it's delicate. So.
Turning to the debate on Monday night, how much is at stake here, Mark, and what does it say about the way they're each preparing on what we can expect from each candidate?
Well, I mean, I think there is always a tendency to overstate the importance of an event like this.
Yeah.
I think that an event like this, in this case, is actually appropriately large. I mean, this is going to be an event that, perhaps 100 million people are going to tune into. It's going to be the first impression a lot of people have. Not with these candidates because they're very, very well known, but certainly with the race.
You know why I think it's important, and I hope that it's important, is it will finally be a real discussion about issues.
We would hope.
Maybe.
I mean, it's an optimistic view, but yes.
Perhaps there'll be judgments afterwards by people about the personality and other about how the candidates. But I think largely it's 90 minutes. They have to talk about substance.
You would think, yes. No, there is just the sheer time, the sheer relative emptiness of the stage compared to these crowded stages we saw during the primary will certainly ensure that these candidates are going to be called to talk about specifics and issues, you would think. I mean, it's harder to hide, put it that way.
The expectation game is very interesting heading in here, right? And this has developed more. I mean, it was in Jan's piece. Rich Lowry wrote a piece in Politico saying, quote, Trump can win by clearing a bar of acceptability, but that Clinton has to take Trump down or make a stronger case for herself. A, is that the case? And B, what does this say about this race if it is?
Well, first of all,
expectations.
Yeah, there's always an expectation setting going into a debate. I mean, I think there are kernels of truth in that. I think the Hillary Clinton campaign has pushed back very, very hard in the last few days over the notion that Donald Trump must clear a very minimal and low bar. I mean, they are saying that no, this is the big leagues. You can't just say he just has to stand up there and appear presidential for 90 minutes. I mean, there are larger forces here. But clearly, people are going to. I mean, a lot of people are going to judge this like it's a theater criticism session. A lot of people are going to look at this and they're not going to be analyzing the tax policy. So it's obviously an expectation setting. We'll
I
see
disagree with
what
that. I think reporters maybe, but I think issues like taxes and health care and education affect real people's lives.
Totally
I really
agree.
I really do.
Well, the Clinton campaign hopes that I think you're right. And I think that's sort of what they're banking on.
Well, everybody I know will be watching.
Yeah.
That is true.
Right, everybody
will
I
actually
know.
Which doesn't mean it isn't theater.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent.
There's
That's
absolutely
true.
an element of theater to this.
Mark Leibovich, thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Sunday on Face the Nation, John Dickerson talks with both vice presidential nominees Mike Pence and Tim Kaine, plus Speaker of the House Paul Ryan and former Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. That's a lineup, and it's Sunday morning here on Face the Nation on CBS.